We have a lot of saltwater inundating our lives now, especially in coastal low-lying areas like Charleston. We have to figure out methods of using it as a resource, or at least looking at it as something that we don't have to be frightened of, that doesn't have to just be a problem, it can also be a resource. I'm a graduate student at the College of Charleston in the Environmental Studies program. I am writing my thesis on saltwater agriculture, specifically saltwater agriculture done indoors in what's called controlled environment agriculture, so kind of hydroponics, photosynthetic lights, trying to replace the sun, trying to have year-round harvests, and trying to grow food with salt water. I interviewed for Bowen's biofuel strategy team as an undergrad, and they were like, "You need to check this out, we're growing biofuels in the Middle East with salt water." And I'm like, that's fascinating. And I go home and look up the plant that they're talking about, and it was what I called sea pickle growing up. It grows in the marshes of the Southeast and around the world. Chefs at coastal restaurants all over the country and world use this plant during its wild season. We call it sea beans in America, sea pickle in the Southeast. And so I got this feeling that we should try and grow it outdoors. It turned out that you only got 2 harvests outdoors. So then I started trying to grow it indoors. Turns out you can get like 8 or 9 or 10 harvests indoors.
These are Sam's beans. Sam is very meticulous and very much a perfectionist when it comes to the beans. So they're all perfect, and you know, they're beautiful, they're salty, they're briny, and it really tastes of this place. It tastes of Charleston, South Carolina. So this is about as simple as it gets when it comes to making crudos. And you know, the fact of the matter is, we get some really amazing seafood, and then when they're paired up with Sam's beans, it really makes our job extremely easy.
Obviously it's got that nice bright kind of like minerally salinity to it, which is always good, like a nice, almost instead of like finishing salt or something on like a crudo, you could just hit it with a couple of those guys.
The commercial side of growing plants with seawater has been going on for me as long as the research side, because the funding opportunities are quicker and have less strings attached. The feeling I get when someone eats this plant that I've grown, it's a good feeling. To see it on a dish at a restaurant, that's a really good feeling. Whether Heron Farms succeeds or not, you're gonna be hearing about this plant, because there's gonna be 10 billion of us in our lifetime, and we're going to have to harness some of the salt water, some of these arid lands, some of these plants which have been eaten for centuries but never been cultivated in the marshes.